I was bending over backwards so much. They're never going to leave. I'm so bad. Welcome back to Hailey off the reg. Today I want to talk about 25 things I learned by 25. I'm so excited to talk to you guys. Come on in for this week's session. Mercury at retrograde. I be feeling some type of way, okay? I need this sessions and so do you. I want to get this out before I turn 26. Got my note here so I don't go off track. And if you're wondering why I'm not bruising, this is cupping therapy. I'm fine. First thing first, in case nobody tell you, 25 is not old, okay? I heard this saying lately that 21 is the last time you're ever gonna be 19. 25 is the last time you're gonna be 21. That means you're technically only a toddler adult. You become an adult when you turn 18. I know it might feel so scary because once you turn 25, you're aware that the other side of 25 is so much closer to 30 than you are to 20. As I talked about in the last episode, getting closer to 30 come with all of these pressures of having to be financially stable, romantically stable, long-term relationship. You're expected to already figuring out your passion, what you want to do for the rest of your life, what do you want. Most of us, I bet, still don't know what we want. I still be asking kids what do they want to do when they grow up so I can get ideas. Growing up, like my parents have me quite young, 23, 24. Young but not young. And I've always looked at them, oh my god, they have their life so well together. Then when I was growing up, I always feel so fulfilled in my childhood. I've always had food on the table, clothes to wear, a roof over my head. I feel love, despite a lot of it was tough love, but we can get into that in another episode. I feel love. That's how I looked up at them and think to myself that, wow, by the time I get to your age, I'm gonna have my life together. Now I get to their age where I perceive them as so stable, and now my parents tell me they struggle and I hide mine. So yeah, please do not feel like you need to achieve everything by 25. Honestly, like I said before, and I'm gonna say it again, 30 is not the cutoff, babe. You are allowed to be on your own time. Number 2, literally nobody cares. I cannot stress this enough because coming from me, and you know coming from me, it's gonna be worth listening to, okay? Because I was the girl that was bullied in high school. I was the girl that is the biggest people pleaser from my teenage year up until my adulthood, until very recently. I was bending over backwards so much. I was like trying so hard so that people would like me. I would say yes at work to all these tasks that I know it's way out of my capacity. I would take on more job because I feel like, oh, if I say no, they're gonna hate me. I would say yes to work on the day I don't really want to work, even on the weekend, and I need to spend time with my family. During my teenage year, I was cared so much about my appearance, and I know we all go through this, trying to look a certain way. I was trying to make my body a certain way without taking into consideration. It's like sometimes my bone structure is just like this. I'm born like that. I can't change certain things, right? I can work out to a certain extent to look a certain way. There's a lot of things like, bitch, I can't change that in the front I look like SpongeBob because I am a rectangular shape. During my teenage year and yeah, up until my young adult, I was literally a doormat. I was let people do me so dirty. I would let people disrespect me in school. Like, your girl go to high school bullying, and we'll get to that. I would endure that. Sometimes like my friend would say hurtful things to me in like a joking way, but like at the time it did hurt me, but I have to play it off because I want to maintain the friendship. At the end of the day, now that I've grown up, my frontal lobe has developed, I realized that nobody's care. None of their opinion matters. After I graduated high school, I don't talk to anybody. After I leave the workplace, I don't even keep in contact with them. You get to start with a clean slate every so often in your life. So like literally nobody cares. People always gonna have things to say. Respect yourself. Pour that love and respect into yourself and try not to be a people pleaser. It's easier said than done, but like try, okay? Promise me you're gonna try. Number 3, oh my god, this might be such a long video because I'm such a yapper. No pain go in vain. Trust me, I know throughout our life, I know for me for sure, we go through some shit. Like I said, I've gone through high school bullying. It was bad. It was during a time where I've lost one of my best friends, my first love, the only friend who was there for me. My other best friend got kicked out of school for protecting me. Literally, I was by myself. It was shit a lot of time in my life where I feel like when it rained, it pour. Like I feel like it cannot get any worse than this, and it does. It does. But trust me, nothing in this world happened for no reason. You're put through these hard things for a reason, to build character, to grow, to head closer to become the person you want to be. As painful as this might be when you're going through it, and I get it, you are going to come out the other side such a better person, a more grown person, a more stronger person, a braver person, and overall a much more wonderful and complete person. So trust me, no pain goes in vain, okay? And that brings me to number 4. Everything happened for a reason. Live by that motto. You are going to feel so much lighter in your life. Alright, story time. I actually come to accept this when I was 16. I know I've already said this. I'm an old soul. I've been here before. This was after my first heartbreak in a bit. Even though I broke up with him, okay, we'll get into that story. There's no shame to admit it now. I'm a Taurus, and when I loved deeply. I usually feel so ashamed if I appear that I feel more deeply, if I love more, if I do more, if I care more, then I look stupid if that's not reciprocated. Now, I just kind of accepted that's just the way I'm wired. So back then, I kind of suppressed that love, like within myself. I try not to show it out. That might have caused misunderstanding, whatever. The circumstances were complicated. Now that I kind of know myself better, there's no shame to admit that. I'm not nonchalant. I'm chilling. I care way too much. I feel way too deeply. I love way too hard when I do. It took me a very long time to be able to let go of things in the past. I still be holding on things that happened like 10 years ago. That's the Taurus in me. But being able to accept that everything happened for a reason. Every person that come into your life was sent for a purpose. They was meant to teach you a lesson, and when they complete their job, they simply exit. It was never about you. It's not that you're not good enough, or you're not enough, or you're not pretty enough, or you're not talented enough, you're lacking in something. It was never about you, babe. That's just the way life works. And accept it and move through life with that motto. I promise you, you are going to feel so much lighter, and you're just going to move through life fluidly. Number 5, I'm gonna hold your hand while I say this, okay? Your first love never leave. I know. Okay, hear me out. Not in an obsessive or holding grudge kind of way, but I'm a Taurus, right? I've said it way too many times already. I take a very long time to let go. I don't fully detach from things. Usually with your first love, especially if they're like first love, because I know people talk about first love and then first love. If they're your first love or like first love, babe, they never leave. They're never going to leave. They're never going to leave, because usually first love come with your first heartbreak, and your first heartbreak is what trigger your first identity, your first ego death. So during the relationship, you are probably be feeling a lot of your first feeling that you haven't felt before. So it's natural for it to be imprinting in a way. Literally, there's a research shows your first love can act like a neural imprint. They become your baseline. It's like when you watch a movie, the sequel, most of the time, it's never to be as memorable as first one, even if the first one was bad. And your first love is when you likely develop your first attachment. This is the first time you ever going to feel so deeply, love so deeply without any armor, because you don't know what to expect. You haven't done this before. There's no shame in admitting that it's not because you miss the person or want the person back. It's more that you miss the version of yourself back then, the version of yourself who get to feel the feeling for the first time. That's what you're missing. Number 6, only opinion from those who matters. As I moved through life, I realized that, especially with the shit I went through in high school, trying so hard, literally, but I think that's a canon event. We all go through that, trying so hard to make friends, to be included in things. But literally, after you graduated, no one cared. My bullies, they like went off grid. I couldn't care less what they do, where they are, who they with, what job they do, because I know my life is so fulfilling now. Like their opinion and how they perceive me back then, it doesn't affect anything in my life. I still have food on the table. I still have a wonderful job. I still have the life that I built so hard. I still get to do things I enjoy. Literally, doesn't matter, babe. Number 7, I have to try to move through this week. I talk way too much. Attract, do not chase. This is the key to enjoy the life, or to attract, to have all the good thing in your life. Every single good relationship, every single good friendship, connection, opportunities come to me when I do not chase it. When I actually spend time on better myself, collecting knowledge, improving myself, health-wise, well-being-wise, going to the gym, care of myself, that's when I attract people who are on my level, and connection on my level, opportunity that align with my vision. But when I do chase, because you know your girl is an Aries Venus, like I've been a chaser my whole entire life. Whenever I chase, it's never worked out. I chase because I genuinely feel like I'm addicted to the dopamine hit, and it's taken me a long time and I'm still learning it. But when you do chase, you kind of force it to happen. And sometimes things are just not meant to be yours. So attract, do not chase. Number 8, keep going no matter what. Let me tell you, this one thing, I read this one thing, or maybe it was from a podcast, it changed my perspective completely. You know, we all go through some bad day where we just want to lie in bed, doom scroll for about 4 hours, do nothing. We do not want to be eating healthy. We do not want to hit the gym. We do not even want to do our work. But I read that choosing comfort today is doing a disservice to your future self. That means your future self is going to work harder. So every time I remember that, I'm like, okay, I better get myself the fuck up. Otherwise, Hailey in 2 months is going to have to do so much work. And like, you know, I don't like doing that much work. Number 9, you're allowed to change your mind. I don't care what the hell everyone says, but you're allowed to change your mind about friendship, career, job, yourself, relationship. As we move through life, we grow. I'm sure you're not the same person you were when you're 16, 17, 23, even. I know I'm not. I have outgrown so many different versions of myself. I don't want the same thing I want at 60, 70. I don't even want the same things I want at 23. And I'm a Gemini midhaven. I am not even the same person I am last week, babe. And I'm probably gonna change my mind next week too. Number 10, letting yourself feel is not a sign of weakness. Matter of fact, letting yourself show the true emotion that you're feeling is not a sign of weakness. I know, being the eldest daughters and a Taurus, I have always had this kind of invisible armor on me. Now, maybe I learned it at a young age that expressing my feelings is met with like, why are you sad? What do you have to be sad about? If I would say something like a negative feeling, then my parent would be like, you got food on the table and a roof over your head, clothes to wear, you go to a good school. Why are you so unhappy? I don't know, maybe that shaped the way I love going on within the way I express my feeling. I bottle up my feeling a lot, and it be showing. When me and my best friend have a period where we do not talk because, you know, some things happen, I would act like it didn't hurt me as much as it did, but it hurt me. And during my first ever relationship with my first serious boyfriend, I really struggled. As much as I love really deeply, I have never felt so much feeling so strong ever, but I struggle to express it. I struggle to show it because I feel like if I show it, I'm gonna look stupid if I'm the one who care more. So that's another lesson for me. And even during my stable relationship, I also struggle to talk about my feelings, how I truly feel, because I don't know, I feel like I can't be vulnerable because people are gonna judge me, people are gonna think I'm too much, people are gonna think I'm weak, people are gonna think I'm crazy. So yeah, that's something we need to fix. But I know it's not a sign of weakness, and same goes to you. So hopefully we fix that together. This number 11, that's one of my favorite things that I have read this week. The same coping mechanism that's keep you alive during your teenage year is killing you in your 20s. And boy, that hit me. Next time, hold my hand before you say that. I already said this. I bottle up my feeling and I shove it into this box and I sit on it. That is how I have all my crash out. I always bottle it up to the point that nothing else can fit into that box and everything just fucking explodes. That has served me during my teenage year. Bottle up all my feelings to be able to move on. I had always focused on momentum, like what's next. Okay, I've just gone through the worst heartbreak of my life, but you know what's next? Assessment has to be done. I need to sign up for the gym. I need to get in my revenge body. I need to support my family even though I'm a teenager. I need to figure out what degrees I'm going to be studying, what career do I want to go with. I have always had this things of using momentum, staying busy, not to feel things. It has built me to be the person who I am today and the life I do have today, but it's no longer who I am. As I get older, I realize that if I don't address things, let myself feel things, address the wounds and actually sit with my thought, feel the feeling, understand why, it's mold into belief in fear that it's going to stick with me for a long time. So let's fix that too. Number 12, talking about the past is not a bad thing. Okay, hear me out on this one. Not in a crazy or grudge holding thing. Even though I know I'm a Taurus, I be taking something down to my grave. I struggle to talk about this because I always feel like people are gonna think I'm crazy. But I realize that talking about the past is not a bad thing. It's not like I'm saying I miss this person or I miss this time of my life before all the responsibility I do sometimes or what. It's more of I want to talk about it. I want to have witness of how I felt, how that caused me to have the certain belief, the certain fear, the attachment, way of love, the way I act, to understand myself better, why I act that way, why I am the way I am. It's about understanding what version of you need to heal. So no, I don't don't think it's a bad thing. It's actually very beneficial to get to know yourself, and you all should do that in your adulthood, okay? Number 13, you don't need 20 friends. You only need one, solid one, maybe two. During the time where I have the most friends, when I was 16, I was the worst version of myself. And none of those friends stick. None of those friends align with who I want to be. And none of those friends seem to be enriched when I truly was going through shit. So yeah, you only need one or two. It's going to stick around no matter what. No matter if the sky fucking fall down, or if like you need to call at 2 a.m. to talk about a problem, they're gonna pick up. That's all you need. Number 14, it's important to have conversation with yourself. And please talk to yourself nicely like you're talking to your best friend, okay? This is one of the things I have been avoiding doing for so long, having conversation with myself, because I think I have a lot of belief in fear if I talk to myself. And for a long time, as old girl, young adult, teenage girl, we are our worst critic. And honestly, do nothing but damage to us. I really noticed a shift where I start talking to myself nicer. I feel genuinely better. I don't feel like I woke up, look in the mirror, and already get a bash. So yeah, please talk to yourself like you're talking to your best friend. Are you going to wake up and look at your best friend and say, bitch, you're fat. Bitch, I can see your love handle. Bitch, I can see your back fat. No, okay? So talk to yourself exactly the way you would talk to your best friend, okay? Do me a favor. Number 15, we're getting into juicy stuff. Feel different at each stage of life. Through life, you are going to experience different kind of love. And no, I'm not talking about the 3 love theory. We are going to get into that in a different episode, not today. But each type of love that you're going to experience in life is going to feel different. And because they feel different, it doesn't mean that they're not love or they're not good enough. You cannot compare it. Okay, I'm gonna get an example. My first love was very intense. It was like a like really strong chemistry. It was the first time I ever feel such intense and strong feeling for a person, and it has kind of a time limit. I already said this. The circumstances was complicated. Everything just felt so natural, non-performative. And also the dopamine hit from the inconsistency, you know, the guessing and the chasings and pulling backs and letting go. It was intense. And then you come across love that feels so safe and stable, and you don't have to constantly wonder what are they doing, or if they're not responding for a certain amount of time. You don't feel the rush that's like, oh my god, are they cheating on me? What are they doing? Who are they talking to? That doesn't mean you don't feel as deeply. It just means it's a different kind of love. Safe, stable love is still love. Number 16, people are going to try to dim your light because they're afraid. When you're shining so bright, people are going to want to dim that light, because looking at you makes them have to confront their fear, because their light is not even on. They probably have nothing going on. They're probably so not content with themselves, and to see you thriving and having so much liveliness and brightness in you, of course they're gonna want to push you down. That's something that I learned through my high school bullying. It shaped a lot of my personality trait. I tried to change myself to act a certain way, kind of go into this rogue phase, but I didn't like that version. That version was not a good person. So people are going to try to dim you and pull you down because they're afraid, okay? So never mind them, just do you, boo. Number 17, and this is kind of related. Hurt people. I probably feel like you can understand that, but I'm gonna talk about my experience. So when you are hurt, you kind of feel like you should get back. Yeah, sometimes I think about getting back at people. When I'm hurt, I feel like somebody else should feel this way. That sounds so bad. I don't feel like that anymore, but when I was younger, I've hurt some people intentionally, unintentionally. The people that I hurt, the feeling that I hurt stem from my own hurt, because I had to face my fear of rejection, my fear of letting go of control, my fear of letting go of stabilities, my fear of not being able to control the situation. Now that I'm older, I think about all the people who have hurt me, and I kind of think about what I kind of know about them, what happened to them when they were younger, the way that they perceive life, just things that I personally know about them. It gives me a bit of an understanding. That doesn't excuse the hurt that they caused me, but I understand. Hurt people. Number 18, your definition of success and happiness is going to change over time. When I was little, I always feel like, okay, I'm gonna be happy when I make a lot of money, I take care of my family, help my parents financially with my siblings. I'm gonna be happy when I reach a certain size. I'm gonna be happy when my hair is long. I'm gonna be happy when I lose X amount of kg. But now that I'm older, I feel like my definition of happiness at 18, 19 is completely different from my definition of happiness happiness now. If I think about a happy and complete life, it's the life that I get to fully express myself, just be my true self, do the thing I want, spend time with people that I love, and just have peace. It's not even about making a shitload of money. That doesn't matter. I just need to make enough to be able to enjoy the life that I want. And that doesn't mean I become less ambitious or I have lost my drive or I have softened. It just means my definition of happiness and success has changed because I have changed as a person. So you might have to. Number 19, the only way to get over fear is not to silence it, not to do more things so that you don't have to think about it, but to actually acknowledge it and neutralize it. Not saying that, no, I need to get over it, but you need to acknowledge it, because under every fear is a belief. The belief shapes the fear. Okay, for an example, I'm the eldest daughter. So growing up, I have always been told that I need to let my younger sibling have the better parts, okay? Because I was elder. I need to make the sacrifice. And that become a belief that follow me into adulthood, that love equals sacrifice. And boy, that's come at the cost of self-sacrifice. I have lost so many versions of myself. I literally pluck a part of myself to make the relationship, the connections work, and it's not worth it. So in order to overcome the fear you have, you literally need to chase back to that belief. What belief resulted in that fear? From the belief, you need to chase back. So what's the first memory of that belief being formed? To understand what version of yourself in time has crafted this belief. So you understand that the person who you are now, as say, you're no longer 5 years old who needs to give the better half to your sibling. You're a 25 years old who's still stuck that you're responsible for your sibling to have a good life. It's different now. You need to be able to understand that, and you need to understand how to shift that belief so that you can overcome that fear. Number 20, it's okay to be alone. Okay, I'm 25 now and I'm turning 26 next month. I have only just truly enjoyed being alone. I mean, doing things with myself, take myself on a date, take myself on a cute cafe, get a matcha, just spending time with myself without worrying that, oh my god, I'm gonna be overthinking about things, I'm gonna have to confront all my wounds and my trauma. I used to hate being alone, especially growing up as a teenager. I would always need to be with friends. After my first heartbreak, I didn't let myself process anything, so I throw myself into a lot of situations, and that's my own fault. That's my own coping mechanism back then. It wasn't doing myself any service. It wasn't doing myself good. It just ignored the pain, and that's why I've only yet to process it last year, and it has taken me that long. But being by yourself, being alone, is spending quality time with yourself. Imagine if you don't want to spend time with yourself, who's gonna want to spend time with you? You gotta be your best friend. You gotta be your biggest cheerleader. Number 21, and this one for all my high achieving women and girly out there, you do not need to earn rest, okay? I know me personally, as the eldest daughter and high achieving woman, I struggled so much last year. Last year, I was doing 1 billion things, and I feel like every time I stopped, I feel like I wasn't being productive. I was being lazy, because growing up, I could be at school from 7 to 4:30 and then come home, have dinner, and then I have a tutors coming from 7 to 9 to teach me extra things, and then from 9 to 10:30 I would be doing homework from school. I would do that from Monday to Friday, and then on Saturday, Sunday, I would be going to weekend classes, and that would still not be enough with my parents. Every time I would be not studying, my parent would tell me that if you're not doing anything, then you could be learning something, or you could be doing something. So I have always viewed rest equal unproductiveness, and that caused me to burn out. Last year, I had to literally disappear for 2 weeks. I was so burned out. I was doing, like I said, 2 billion things, and it wasn't fun. And I had to learn it the hard way, that you don't have to earn rest. Rest is literally a part of the system in order for you to operate with clarity and to be able to work well. You go down, who's gonna operate everything? The household, the business, your work, your body, right? Number 24, trust the sign. And this go with everything, your body, the universe, everything you see. If you are seeing red flag left, right, center, that's probably not the person for you. Or if you at a job where you see everyone leaving, but you're like, oh, but they're treating me so well, there's something suspicious going on. With your body, even believe that you need to eat so much protein, you need to eat so much chicken, you need to drink so much protein shake in order to get into a certain shape, but your body doesn't tolerate that. You end up break out feeling puffy, feeling heavy, constipated, and that's probably not the food for you, babe. Listen to the signs. So I'm an A positive blood type. I have started following the blood type diet for a long time. I started working out when I was 16, which is 2016. We are in 2026 now. So it's been a long time.
I'm not saying that I've been working out consistently for 10 years.
I have my break here and there. I went through this gym girly phase where I look up to people. I really want to get my body into a certain shape, so I started eating so much chicken, so much protein. I was like forcing protein down my throat. All those protein powder that tastes absolutely disgusting. But my body doesn't tolerate whey. That's what I learned now. I will break out. I will get HG12. My body doesn't tolerate a lot of protein from meat. My body do better with soy-based protein, plant-based protein. Because whenever I eat a lot of meat, I cannot go toilet. That is the sign that I have learned for the last few years. So now I stick with what my body's happy with. And honestly, my skin has never been better. My gut health has never been better. And I just generally feel a lot lighter, a lot better within my body. It's not even about how I look.
And I do know I look good too.
Last but not least, number 25. Life is too short. If not now, then when? Because babe, there might not be even a when. For the last 3 years, I have dealt with 2 loss in my family. I lost my grandfather from my mom's side in 2023, and last year I have lost my grandmother from my dad's side. And both of the times it's happened to be just before I flew back. I have already planned the trip. In my head, I'm like, no, they're gonna wait for me. You know, even though they have declined, they both passed away from stroke. Especially with my grandma. The week before, I was on the phone with her and she was asking me what would I like to eat so she can get it for me when I get here. Growing up, I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, so they always have such a special space in my heart. And like talking to her just the week before, and then by the time I touched down on my homeland, she's no longer here with us. I really think that was the sign from the universe to tell me that I've been living way too fast. I need to start thinking about what I truly want in life. I need to start living life the way I want. I need to stop delaying doing things just because there might not be even a win. I tell you again, life is too short, babe. Book that ticket, leave that relationship, quit that job, or apply for that job. You know what? Life is too short. Anyways, this is just off the record, but I really hope that it helped you in some way if you are navigating your 20, or if you are going through a transition time where everything feels uncertain and hard right now. It definitely did help me talking about everything out loud. I feel like I'm definitely getting wiser, not just older. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I will see you guys next time.